Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and I am going to do our Spiritual Sapience reading for August 17th, 2021. I have done 4 readings in the past 2 days, 2 Spiritual Sapience readings and 2 regular Twin Flame readings, and none of those readings came out with audio. You could barely hear the audio no matter what setting I had it on. And I checked my audio. So it was interesting because those readings were all tied together. And it was seriously about twin flame energies and divine union. And one of them was called like spiritual convergence of the twins. So anyway, apparently they weren't meant to be heard, and they were very aligned with what's going on with my twin right now, so it might have just been those messages were for me, and so sorry. But so I'm recording another Spiritual Sapience Divine Wisdom reading for the twins, or for you. These 2 cards want to stay down. We'll see what they have to say for August 17th. So let's see. No, August 16th is the next. Nope, 17th. Sorry. So August 17th. So we'll be using the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus and the Rumi Oracle. And I'm going to get started, and sorry, but I am drinking a little bit of wine. Just finished dinner. And was really frustrated with all the video issues. And definitely those messages were not meant to hear. They were all connected. I kept saying go back and look at this video, but maybe they were just for me. So because they really were reflective of what's going on in my twin energies, and if the messages come through and they are for me, then they will not record. So let's get started. Celestial Rose of Ma. This is a 10 card, so we'll read what that has to say, and then the spiritual gift is on its way to you. The celestial rose of the Divine Mother is a precious offering of sacred love to the soul, the love that can lift you beyond what you have known, beyond self-imposed limits, by the uplifting fragrance of grace. You will begin to think thoughts you have never dared to think before. You will feel moved by life and its sacredness in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will find ecstasy without apparent cause, and you will feel as though every breath is a seductive caress of the heavenly lover. This spiritual gift signifies the ending of a period of suffering and the opening up to a time of new opportunity, a flourishing and thriving release of your unique soul fragrance into the world. It is a gift worth having. All right, that's definitely a gift from the divine to you. It may be something to express yourself authentically. Very interesting. Let's see what these 2 cards. We have the 9 of Spheres, which is the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the Master of Moons, which I believe is the King of Moons. Moons being cups. So here we have I'll read the quatrains from Nostradamus regarding these cards and see if they make sense to you. Spheres. This is the Nine of Spheres. Okay, so the Great One will be the captain of the world. No other will be more loved, proclaimed, or so feared. The Great One will be the captain of the world. No other will be more loved, proclaimed, or so feared. This card is the card of fruition, of reaching a good and happy conclusion. All the work you have put into pays off. Now let's look at the Master of Moons. The augur and the chief will put forth their hands to the king. From the king will come a peaceful emperor. The Master of Moons is a generous, talented, compassionate, and brilliant man, larger than life and overwhelmingly filled with confidence. He may be an artist, a banker, a priest, or a doctor whom one trusts with one's life. He represents the kind of person who inspires others, offering sympathy and generosity to all. Okay, so we have this, feels like divine masculine, who is this is a great opportunity. So this would be the King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. And to me, that signifies that the King of Cups, this very emotionally masterful person, somebody who's very mature in his emotions, is entering into a new opportunity, but more as a single person. That may be that gift that's being given to you to inspire you. Maybe this inspires you in such a way. Here we have the Prince of Suns. Who is the king? Suns being wands, the King of Wands. So we have two kings here, the King of Cups, the King of Wands. The quatrain reads, the leader will guide the everlasting people far from their native sky, a foreign tongue, and customs. As one would expect from a man of Machiavelli's skills, the Prince of Suns is a dazzling figure, a teacher, a visionary capable of inspiring anyone who encounters him. In a reading, he often stands for a spiritual elder, one who guides or guards the seeker on their journey. So we have two kings, and one of them being somewhat spiritual. And then we have the Nine of Stars, stars being swords. So we have two nines and two kings. 14, 14, 9, 9. Not a coincidence, folks. That just doesn't happen that way. So let's take a look at the Nine of Stars. The quatrain reads, from the human herd, 9 will be set aside, denied judgment and counsel. Here the stars loom over you in threatening manner rather than in the beringers of light. So this card is often taken to signify a difficult choice ahead, one that may lead to sacrifice or loss. It also suggests a person who may be the victim of slander or gossip. But I think this is all about a difficult choice. Look at all of these masculine figures here. Here's a prince and a master, but they're both kings. And a Nine of Pentacles and a Nine of Swords. And in this one, it's stars. Let's take the bottom of the deck, which is laying on another 9. This is the Nine of Moons, the Nine of Cups. 2 cards of being single. I'll read the quatrain. 3 nines out of 5 cards. Joy to those humans who renew the promise, health, fertility, joy, and a time of honey. So this is a successful outcome, a renewal of energy, and the gift of the problem solving. So there we go. The gift of the problem solving. And you are to receive a gift. The celestial rose of Ma. I just can't get over the fact that we have 2 14 cards, 2 kings, one though as a prince and the other as a master. One up on a pedestal, the other one actually doing some sort of peaceful work. The sun and the moon. There is a lesson learned here from putting himself on a pedestal to humility. The master being humility. The sun and the moon. That's amazing. Then we have the 2 9 cards. The 9 of Spears, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Stars. And here we have this one very empowered, almost like a magician. And this one very spiritual. Look at the matches. Almost like something's ready to be ignited. The 9 of Pentacles oftentimes to me is a singles card, as is the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is being happy in your state. But let's look at these 3 9s. That's amazing. Pentacles, stars, and moons. But look at the different characters. I believe that the gift that you receive is the choice. This is a choice. And the moon is represented here as the full moon, and here it is the phases of the moon, which would be a month. So that would be a timing card for me. 3 9s and 2 14 cards. Three kings and 2 9s. Or 2 kings and 3 9s, sorry. That's a pretty potent hand. But it means something. But it feels like there has been a realism, a grounding, a shift in perspective. And these are all divine masculine cards. There are absolutely no feminine energy here except for the gift to the feminine. So this is something that the divine masculine is doing that's going to end up being a gift to the divine feminine. And it could be his change in perspective. So we have the King of Cups and the 9 of Cups. Somebody who is totally, completely detached. Totally and completely detached emotionally from someone. And I'm going to say it's probably not the divine feminine, because it seems as though the divine feminine will receive a gift as a result of this challenge and this choice. How he comes off this pedestal into a more humble perspective. Prince to master. And you would think it would be the other way around, that the master would be on the pedestal, but it is not. This shows wisdom. Although this is the master, he is more humble and doing menial work as opposed to the prince. The term prince, you would think, would mean a lower stature. All right, take that as it resonates. I don't know what that means to you, but please go back and watch the quatrains. Put them together as a message. There is a message in there. This is a powerful message for someone. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much. Namaste.